Okay? Well, thanks for having me. Like each of you, when I was born, I was assigned what? An identity or a brain. That identity is made up of two parts, two key parts that we all have. That is a name that was given to me by my parents, and what else? Social Security number, right? That's how the federal government tracks us. So a show of hands, would you agree that this is your personal brain? Okay. Now similarly, each of our businesses is established. When it's established, it's assigned what? Same types of things. It's got to have an identity and a brain. It's got a name, just like I have a name, which is assigned by who? The founders or the owners. Then the next thing it has is what? An EIN, an employee identification number. Why? Federal government. That's tracked the business. So a raise of hands. How many would say that this is a business's brand or identity? That's correct. So what happens when either of the two of these wants to market themselves on the internet? It comes together and you have to have what we call a digital brand. That's me, by the way, if you can't tell. And I know this is, it looks like I have the same suit with a different type, but this is a different suit. But when you go on the internet, there's a couple of things that you have to have. And a lot of us in here have email addresses and everything else. But as people with our personal brands and with the businesses having a personal brand, we have to have these things that we call domain names. How many people in here have a domain name? Okay, about 50% of us have a domain name. The domain name is arguably what we refer to today as our best line of defense in digital branding. So, let me introduce myself. I know I was introduced before this, but my personal identity and brand name is Dan Prather. The best way to contact me is at www.DanPrather.com, or on here you see .ceo. I'll tell you a little bit more about what that's about. My email is dprather@danprather.com, and my phone number is 803-261-3829. Now Karen is walking around. Karen's my assistant, and she's handing out my business card and a reference sheet for you to go through while I'm going through this presentation. Who am I? I'm a God-fearing man, a loving husband, a domain investor, and an entrepreneur. What is a domain investor? I know that sticks out a lot when I speak about who I am. Domain investors are people that buy digital properties on the internet. Same way real estate agents go out and buy houses, flip them, turn them for a profit. I've been doing that for a little bit over 20 years with internet real estate. Those are the domain names that a lot of you buy on the internet. It's a very lucrative market. My business identity and brand name is The Alliance. The best way to contact me at The Alliance is what? www.thealliance.com, or email admin@thealliance.com, or we have a phone number, 800-435-3005, which is on the little card that all of you are getting now. The Alliance is a management company that oversees a portfolio of business clients and units with a focus in 4 key areas, and that's why I'm here today. The first area that we focus on is internet real estate management, which is what I run my domain business on. The second part of our business is digital media services, which is tel-powered media, and I'm going to talk about that today. The third part is our back office services, which is under the Alliance, and that deals with email, collaboration, and security measures. And the last part the last unit that we also deal with is emergency services, which is something that we're releasing in 2015, is in alpha development right now. So today, you all have a little sheet in front of you. And this little sheet's going to give you some quick stats, but if you look up here, you see that those numbers are changing. Of course, someone put this algorithm together, and it kind of calculates things in real time. Now, I took that snapshot at about 6:30 this morning. So if you look at the numbers on the sheet that you have there, and you look at the numbers comparatively up here while I'm speaking, you'll see that the internet and things are growing in usage, even as we speak. But today, the internet provides around-the-clock inclusion that is leading to a state of what we call ad hoc seclusion, or a state of unrest. When drivers such as trust, privacy, results, returns, and things of these measures come into play, we all kind of stop and question what's going on, because we have no sense of control of what's going on the internet. We've heard a lot about, what was it, Wells Fargo being compromised, Home Depot just got compromised. Did your credit card information get out? Did someone get your email? Things of that, things of that nature. And you would have to agree that, do I have control over who I am, my business's brand? Am I being reached? Can I market my business? Are they marketing my business? What's going on? So, with a show of hands, would you agree that security breaches and privacy concerns have almost become a norm in our society? They have become. Would you also agree that trust in internet advertising is annoying and untrustworthy? Okay? Would you say that we're all looking for solutions that seem to technically at times not really make sense, because everyone you go to try to find an answer is what? Too technical, right? We have a whole lot of techies now, and everyone's willing to tell you how to fix it at the technical level. And it's also becoming habitual to determine that, our trust in communications. I'm gonna take 2 more minutes. I'm almost done, believe it or not. But the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm reminded of a situation when I worked for Arthur Anderson, who went down with the Enron scandal, and they asked me to go and, find out someone that did some stuff with some pornographic materials in one of our corporate clusters in the Chicagoland area. The global security team could not find out who the culprit was. So they asked me, coming right out of the military, if I could go and find this person. Over a 5-hour period, in the middle of the night, I had to go through all the machines, look through all these, this cluster and these machines and everything else to find out how someone had done this. And what it came down to being is, and this was 15 years ago. We're still dealing with this now. 15 years ago, the young man had taken, and we were building up mock websites. He put an advertisement on the sites to distribute out to the entire company. He used an email address from, at that time was Excite or Yahoo, can't remember which one it was, attached it to that thing with the corporate identity masking it, and had put a little bug in the back of it so that whenever you open it up, people thought it was corporate, but it was actually putting porn on everyone's sites. Okay? That's why I'm doing what I'm doing today. So, with our services, the first of our services that we're offering that I'm here to discuss today is what we call a TEL-Ad service. It's called short for Tel-Powered Advertising. Tel-Powered Advertising is our answer to advertising on the internet and a digital means in a digital world. Today, advertising goes through Google AdSense, Google AdWords. They're getting 40% of just about everything you do. Small business people want to market themselves on the internet. All of you in this room are probably having a difficult time of getting people to know who you are, where you are, and what you do, because no one really can explain it to you. We have all these cool tools and all these cool methods to make you think that you're getting exposure out there. But the reason why we're doing Tel-Powered Advertising is because Tel-Powered Advertising actually gives users like yourselves dedicated IDs for each one of those ads. So now ads in a Web 3.0 society, which is where we're going to, will actually have their own ID. They'll become searchable on the internet. You'll have an address. When you look on the URL line, at the bottom, when you go to a website, there's always a thing down here. You see the long URL, you don't have any idea what's going. Or it's a URL shortcut like t.co and then some gibberish. People don't know what's behind those URLs, and that's what we've been working for years. And 2 patents and 15 trademarks later, we're launching it up in the next 60 days. We're in a soft launch right now of launching this TEL-Ad service, not just in the United States, starting from Colombia, but we'll be launching in Canada, UK, and Germany as well. So, with that said, this is why we exist and why we're here today. I had to write this down because I always mess it up. Digitally, we power the market by giving ads an identity. And physically, we power identities by providing trust. Those are the 2 things that we exist to do as a business. So when you hear about us, you're going to hear about us a couple of different ways. You won't hear about the Alliance. We're an umbrella company with 4 divisions. The companies you're going to hear about are .com, such as the cityofcolumbia.com, which goes live on November the 1st. Or you're going to hear about Tel-Powered Advertising and Tel-Powered.